My name is Ezraella, and this is my daddy's podcast. Today, he studied Psalm 1 with his friend Mike, and it was really cool. Now, Victoria and George are gonna tell you what they learned. So get ready, it's time for the podcast.
Welcome to our very first episode of The Two Paths. I'm Victoria.
And I'm George. Today we have something special lined up for you. Recently, we attended an incredible Bible study session led by Pastor Kwame, focusing on Psalm 1.
That's right, Psalm 1 is such a foundational chapter in the Hebrew Bible. It vividly contrasts the life paths of the righteous, those who follow God's ways, and the wicked, who turn their back on divine guidance.
Absolutely. The chapter begins with this striking image. It talks about a person who does not walk with the wicked, or stand with sinners, or sit with mockers. On the flip side, they delight in God's word, meditating on it day and night.
And that imagery of delighting in God's word, it's powerful. It almost feels like a refreshing tree planted by streams of water, right? Strong, rooted, and fruitful. A beautiful metaphor.
Yes, what I found fascinating from Pastor Kwame's insights was his emphasis on the progression of walking, standing, and then sitting. It's subtle, but it helps illustrate how easy it can be to drift into negativity if we're not intentional about where we spend our time and energy.
That's a great point. Mike mentioned something that stuck with me. Spiritual erosion, he said, does not happen overnight. It's a gradual process. Just like a beautiful tree can become a stunted shrub if it's not nurtured.
Exactly. It's not just about reading God's word, but allowing it to become our joy. Meditation on God's teachings builds this internal stability, which we deeply need in today's fast-paced world.
And speaking of today's world, there was a poignant moment during the study when the question arose about why some believers seem to ignore God and still thrive materially.
Yes, Pastor Kwame's response was brilliant. He reminded everyone not to equate material wealth with divine approval. Prosperity, as described in Psalm 1, encompasses so much more. It's about peace, resilience, and ultimately being fruitful in due season.
I love that perspective. It challenges the surface-level thinking we often fall prey to. When we see someone with a large bank account, we might assume they're blessed, but true blessings span beyond material wealth.
And then there was that question about whether Psalm 1 is a personal promise or more of a principle. What did you make of Pastor Kwame's answer?
He really hit the nail on the head. Psalm 1 is part of wisdom literature, a genre of biblical text that offers insights about life. It indicates a divine pattern, rather than a surefire guarantee that every righteous individual will bask in riches or live a pain-free life.
Right, and it showcases that building your life on God's word gradually allows you to see fruit over time. Some rewards are slow growing, much like a seed takes time to sprout and bear fruit.
And how beautiful was the prayer they concluded with. It resonated deeply with me, especially the part that asked for help in trusting God's processes rather than envying the temporary success of others.
Absolutely. They prayed, Lord, help us to delight in your word and be like trees rooted in your presence. Teach us not to envy temporary success, but to trust your process. Make us fruitful in due season. Such depth there.
Now, as we wrap up, we'd love to share some reflection questions that were shared during the study. They can be really transformative if you sit with them for a moment.
Exactly. Here's the first one. Who or what is shaping your decisions lately? God's word or popular opinion? This is such an important question for personal reflection.
And the second one, are you becoming rooted or are you drifting slowly without even noticing? It can be surprising how subtly we can lose our direction.
Finally, what does fruit in season look like for you right now? Visualizing and articulating our growth is so crucial.
Wow, that's a fantastic culmination of insights and questions. If you enjoyed this reflective approach to a live Bible study, please let us know.
And tomorrow, we'll be diving into the New Testament, so make sure to join us for that. Until then, everyone, stay rooted.